to watch out for these guys when you're riding into the Smokies. Look at this guy right here. He is bugling, and I don't really want to go by him, so I'm gonna take a route. Good morning. It is August 12th. I'm back down here in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park for another backpacking trip. I just got here at Smokemont Campground, and I'm going to start on the Smokemont Loop. So I'll be on this trail for about 3.9 miles, and I'll be popping out on Bradley Fork, and we'll see where to go from there. So let's get a walking. It's a lovely, brisk morning. Alright, I reached it up. Alright, I reached the top of Smokemont Loop, so it's all downhill from now here to Bradley Fork. I started hiking a little after 7, and it's a quarter after 8 right now, so it was about 2.5 miles from the Smokemont Campground to here, and it's a pretty good climb. My heart was pumping the whole way, so decent climb. Gonna drink a bunch of water. It is pretty humid. Sun's out right now though, so that's nice. And rest up for about 5-10 minutes and then head on down the trail. All right, heading down the backside of the Smokemont Loop right now. Pretty steady downhill, right where I took my break. And pretty much right when you rounded that little corner there and started the downhill, you can hear a newfound road and a kind of lofty river to the left. You can kind of sneak some views through the trees, but it's pretty, the trail's pretty socked in by rhododendron and trees and stuff, but the trail's pretty nice condition. I haven't seen anybody yet, but I don't know, I got a pretty early start, so I've been helping clear the cobwebs for whoever's behind me. Pretty hiking through the second half of the Smokemont Loop. Trail wraps around and goes down through there. The woods are nice and open. I can hear Bradley Fork. That's where I'll be heading. But yeah, really pretty trail. Smokemont Loop Trail in the books. I think I'm going to head the 0.5 down the Chasteen Creek trail and head up that way. That's the plan. Okay, up Chasteen Creek to Hughes Ridge Trail. I heard it's a butt kicker, so it's about 9:30 right now, so I'm just going to take my time and get up the Hughes Ridge Trail and take a nice long break there. All right, these are Chasteen Creek Cascades. There's a little side trail. The Chasteen Creek goes right, and then if you stay left, you'll see where people tie up their horses, and there's a trail that comes back to here. It's maybe 0.1. It's not a bad walk, but it's worth it. It's impressive. So I'm just gonna sit here for a minute and take this in. Worth the little side trip. Above Chasteen Creek now. You can hear it, but I think I'm going to cross it here in a little bit. Still climbing up Chasteen Creek. Took a nice little break at campsite 48. I think it's called Upper Chasteen. And she got steep right after there. So slow and steady, been climbing. So she just wants to take me right up to the top, which is fine. I just got to be slow. Haven't really seen anybody yet, so that's good. Got the whole place to myself. Yes, to the top of Chasteen Creek. Oh, that was a butt kicker. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, that log, it's got my name written all over it, so I'm gonna sit up here for a while. But yeah, what a climb. Wow, it's a 12:15. My next step is to go down Hughes Ridge and then down Bradley Fork. So definitely going to chug a bunch of water first, cool down, eat a bunch of food. Oh, this is good walking. I like Hughes Ridge so far, especially after coming up Chasteen Creek. This is nice. Tell you what, this ridge walking is great. There's a nice breeze blowing right through here. It's like natural air conditioner. It's really nice. So I should have about a mile till I reached Bradley Fork Hughes Gap intersection, so I'll just see you down there. All right, I'm currently heading down Bradley Fork Trail. It's pretty steep. It's just straight down, so I basically just went up Chasteen Creek, walked Hughes Ridge, and then I'm just heading back down to Bradley Fork. So that was fun though. But yeah, I'm gonna go to the end of this trail and then I'm gonna meet up with Cabin Flats, and I'm gonna be camping at the end of Cabin Flats Trail. So I got about 4 more miles. It's still early, it's almost 3, so I should get there with plenty of daylight left. I made it down the Bradley Fork down to the Cabin Flats Trail, so it'll be 1.1 to 49. So I got 1.1 to camp, and I'm just going to take a little break here and then bust that out. Look at this old bridge. Campsite 49, this is going to be home for the night. Go find a nice spot and get set up. It's about 5 o'clock, so this is great. I got a few hours, might jump in the creek and just take a nap maybe. Who knows? So here's my home for the evening. Be able to fall asleep to the sound of the creek. Got a little sitting rock. I got my own little beach where I can go down and eat some dinner and soak my feet. Alright, just left campsite 49. I'm on Cabin Flats Trail, heading towards the dry Sluice Gap Trail. That's where we'll be heading up next. It's about 7:15, so got up at first light, broke down camp, grabbed 8, did some chores, filtered water, and I am hiking by 7:15, so that's pretty good. Great night last night. Had some awesome, it was really nice sleeping next to the water, so I got some really nice sleep. So I'm happy for that. So today should be a lot nicer now that I'm rested up. So I'll see you down at the trail intersection. All right, made it down to the intersection of the dry Sluice Gap Trail. I'm gonna be heading up to the AT next, so 4.1 straight uphill climb. First thing in the morning. Looking forward to that. But man, I was hiking out at camp and about halfway down this Cabin Flats Trail, a big bear went flying down the hill. It took me by surprise. It just was motoring down the hill and crashing through the trees and stuff, but I didn't have time to get it on camera because it wanted to be gone. And then about 5 minutes later, a grouse took off and scared the bejesus out of me. So I feel pretty wide awake now. Hopefully that'll give me some energy, at least get a part of this dry Sluice Gap Trail. So all right, I'll be climbing here. Climb, 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 all uphill. This is what it's been like. It's a pretty trail, just steep. Doesn't really give you any breaks. Lots of old growth trees. The bottom part runs along some creeks with some nice little cascades, but it is up straight from the trailhead. Oh, look down here. A couple little salamanders. I don't know what kind they are. It's pretty through here. Alright, I made it up to the Grassy Branch, Dry Sluice Gap intersection. Been up here for about 20 minutes. That section from Cabin Flats up to here was pretty tough. It's probably the slowest I've hiked in the Smokies in a long time, and it was really hard. So I came up that trail, and then I basically ate, chugged a bunch of water, took a nap there. That's Grassy Branch, and then I'll be heading back up Dry Sluice here. Continues up to the AT, so I'll be heading up that way and check out Charles Bunyan. Hopefully there's not a lot of people there. I know it's a big tourist spot, but hopefully there's some good views up there, and I'll probably get hiking here in about another 5 minutes. But yeah, that was tiring. One thing about the Smokies is if you're expecting to get somewhere like sooner than later, then you're going to be disappointed, because I thought I would have been up here about a half an hour ago, but the trail kept going and going and going. So, but I just keep walking, and I eventually got here. So, got 1.3 up to the AT. Here's a little view on the Dry Sluice Gap trail. Man, the top half after I took a break is nice. It's night and day from the bottom. It's pretty cruiser. I feel like I'll be at the AT soon, but before I hit the crowds on the AT, they gave me some views to myself, so that's nice. Top of that mountain looks kind of socked in right now. All right, Dry Sluice Gap in the books. Thank goodness. I think I'll go down it if next time if I try to hike it again. Going to Charles Bunyan. Gonna take a break there. 0.5. Looks like we'll get some views. It's looks pretty nice out. So then maybe get Ice Water Spring Shelter. And my goal is to head down the Sweat Heifer Creek trail after that. So, all right, I'm like right before Charles Bunyan, but before I go up there, because I think there's going to be a lot of people, I got this all to myself. I don't think anybody really hikes past Charles Bunyan, but so I might sit here for a while, and if it's crowded up there, I might just take a picture and keep walking. This is pretty nice. Just waiting out a little rain and thunderstorm. It's not raining that bad. So I'll give it about 15 minutes and then I'll hit the trail. The smells up here are amazing. You smell those Fraser firs. It smells like Christmas. All right, down the Sweat Heifer Creek trail. It's raining just a little bit, so I might throw the pack cover on if it picks up. So I heard this trail is steep downhill, so it's like the opposite of the dry Sluice Gap. So, all right, get down the Kephart Shelter. Down the Sweat Heifer trail in the rain. It's kind of lighting up a little bit. I just spent about 20 minutes under a spruce tree. Came down pretty good. There's another one up here I could probably duck under for a minute. But yeah, everything's wet now, so it's like a car wash. But down, down, down. Oh, making good progress on the Sweat Heifer Creek trail. I'm going to take a quick break here, enjoy the waterfall, stick my head under there. I should be about an hour from the shelter. So it's a steep downhill, but it's a pretty trail. Just saw a bear up there. Still on the Sweat Heifer Creek trail. Man, I've seen 2 bears today, and they both took off like their butts were on fire. I guess the North Carolina bears are a little camera shy. you know, by the time you're reaching to get your camera and trying to put it on video, they're gone. But I saw both of them. The first one was a big one. That last one I saw looked kind of maybe a juvenile, maybe about 100 pounds. So I was hoping he'd climb up a tree. There's a bunch of nice trees around. I could catch him on camera, but he just took off through the rhododendron. So, all right, I'll see you at the shelter. All right, I made it down to the Kephart Shelter. Sweat Heifer Creek in the books. So I'm going to set up and I'm going to chill for a minute, and I'm going to go knock out Kephart Prong Trail. All right, I decided to hike the 2 miles down the Kephart Prong to Newfound Road and back. Hopefully I'll be back by 6:30. So I packed light, I took everything out. I just got like water and some food. Pretty sweet. All right, made it down to the Kephart Prong Trail. Put that one in the books. Now I'm going to double back. This big old salamander just crawled out from under the rock. He's a big one. Oh, scared him. Started day 3. I'm heading up Grassy Branch Trail. I had a good night at Kephart Shelter last night. Some rain came through, so it was nice to sleep with that rain pit-pattering on the tin roof there. So I got another climb first thing in the morning, and I'm heading up to where am I heading to? Dry Sluice Gap again, and then I'm going to do the easy section of Dry Sluice to AT. But instead I'm going left, I'm going to go right on the AT. All right, still heading up Grassy Branch Trail. I'm about halfway up it. I got out of the shelter around and was walking around 7:15. So a little bit the same time yesterday. So far this climb is, knock on wood, not as bad as the one yesterday morning up Dry Sluice Gap. But I still have about a mile and a half to the top, so it might just decide to flip the tables on me here. So, let's do this here. But yeah, hopefully it'll be a nice day. I got lucky and I dodged all the thunder and rainstorms yesterday. So we'll just see what today brings. All right, so I made it up to the top of Grassy Branch, and I'm back at the Dry Sluice Gap, Grassy Branch intersection where I was yesterday morning. The climb was tough, but it was a lot more forgiving than Dry Sluice Gap. So my plan is I'm gonna do Dry Sluice Gap from here to the AT, which was actually really nice. And instead of turning left like yesterday on the AT, I'm gonna go right. So I'm gonna head north for about 6.2 miles and meet up with Hughes Ridge Trail and do the top half of that. I did the first half of Hughes Ridge on the first day, so that's my plan. Hiking up the trail, I saw a wild pig, which did not surprise me, because it was near the top of this trail, and all along Sluice Gap from here to the AT, there's lots of evidence of wild pigs. It's like the ground just roto-tilled up. It's crazy. But I'm gonna chug a bunch of water. I found somebody's Nalgene, so I'll carry that out. Camp something. Wojatile? I don't know. Anyway, I'll pack that out. And yeah, just gonna grab a snack and chug some water and get on my way. It's about 9 o'clock. All right, so I'm on the Appalachian Trail, heading north. I got about 6 miles to Hughes Gap Trail. So I'll just be running this ridge along the Smokies. Pretty much I'll have views like this for about the next 6 miles. So really can't complain about that. And I tell you what, the weather, I mean, I still got quite a while to go today, but I can't complain about the weather for this trip. Well, my luck ran out. I shouldn't have said I had nice weather. I just walked through a torrential downpour for about an hour and a half and on the AT, so I'm still about a mile and a half from the shelter. I'll probably get there, dry off, regroup. I guess the only good thing is this is the last day, but I've just been getting poured on, so it seems like it's let up a bit, but it's still raining. Kind of in a cloud. The views went away, so yeah, that's where I'm at. So got about another mile and a half on the AT to Hughes Gap or Hughes Ridge Trail, and I'll see you down there. And just like that, the sun's out. That's the Smokies for you. Beautiful view. Hopefully I can get dried out. It's warming up. It's getting a little chilled there for a minute with the rain and the wind being at a higher elevation, but the sun has come up and really warmed things up quite a bit. The trail has turned into a nice, lovely little creek. Some of the upper spots, it's got some big puddles, and it's kind of muddy. So there's still some more thunder rumbling. I think we're probably going to get rained on again before the day's over. But yeah, the views are still good. So the sun burned the clouds off enough to get some good views. So I'm going to sit here a little bit and take this in. All right, I made it. That was a long, what was it, 6 miles. But it's starting to rain again, so I'm going to try to run down the Peck's Corner shelter and take a nice break there. So I'll be heading down Hughes Ridge, and I'll be connecting up with Bradley Fork at 2.2. Lovely, lovely day. I didn't make it to the shelter in time for the downpour, so I'm soaked again. But I'm here now. It's now kind of letting up a little bit. So it looks like I'm just going to be walking in the rain the rest of the day. I think these are probably going to be popping up all day. So I still got a lot of miles to do. So at least 10. It's getting late in the day. So I'm going to take a break here, and I have no choice but to go walking in the rain. So it could be worse. I guess this is a ranger cabin on Hughes Ridge Trail that the rangers can stay in. So it's pretty cool, kind of out in the middle of nowhere. Sweet, Hughes Ridge in the books. I'm going to take a quick pack off break here and then head down Bradley Fork. There's some sections that I haven't done yet on this trip, so I'll do the whole trail all the way to Smokemont Campground, 7.4 to the truck. It's kind of late in the day, so I'm going to be getting out here late, but that's okay. I'm going to reward myself with some good food and a couple of beers and relax. So be going here in a minute. I'm hiking down Bradley Fork Trail in the rain. I got about 3.5 miles back to the truck, and I am starving. I want a beer. So I am just gonna put one foot in front of the other and get back to the truck, get some clean clothes on. I'm pretty stinky, but yeah, see how short I'll do from there, but I'm pretty tired, so. But right now all I'm thinking about is food and beer. So that's the creek I was hiking down along the top part of Bradley Fork. So it's coming down to meet up. I don't know the name of it. So this is what I'm hiking out the last mile behind. So I'm just dodging horse turds the whole way. So. All right, finished with the hike. Go get some food and beer. It's a hell of a hike, as always, in the Smokies. Great times.